Okay, you guys, this is our little next YouTube video. See, yep, okay, that's a little better. Trying to do it from a different angle. I just recently purchased my first real folder, Spyderco Native 5, and it came very tight. I couldn't open it from the factory at all. Even now on camera, I have a little trouble with it because I'm trying to keep it in front of the camera, but it opens smoothly now, but it doesn't flick open like lightning speed like you see the guys do on YouTube. It's actually kind of slow. It might have something to do with the locking mechanism in the back. I also have a problem with the edge retention on here. It's S35VN, and I'm chipping it. So I don't know if my angle is too stout and I need to broaden the angle a little bit. I'm thinking that's what it is. I've also had other people say that their S35VN has had issues. So it's probably not just me, but I'm not happy with this knife. And it's nice that it's a folder. It's nice that it's made by Spyderco. I was kind of surprised that it wouldn't flicker very fast. And it was really tight from the factory when I got it. The retention setup here was not over tight. It was just so tight from the factory. It didn't feel like it was finished inside. But after oiling it, every time I oiled it and I used it more and more, it got looser. Okay, so it's a good knife for a lot of people, but not for me. I'm not exactly happy with it. 3.5 ounces, not a lightweight because this is stainless steel skeletonized inside body. I believe this is G10 scales on here, and so that adds a little bit to the weight. They have a different material that doesn't have that skeletonized material, and it's lighter, if that's something that might suit you, right? But since I started with this a couple of months ago, and I do want to carry something for box opening, whatever, I decided to do some research and see what I might be happy with in the long run for, per se, camping, outdoors, on the job, learning a few things. And I did decide on a few different knives. I decided on 3 of them. We'll start with the largest one, put the first 2 smaller ones aside, and then we'll get into the smaller ones, okay? The first knife I actually bought was a Wright Mantis Sospes, S-O-S-P-E-S. I found it to be a little large for me. I found it to be a bit unpractical because of the weight for me. I'm an older gentleman, city boy, only been in Virginia 4 years. It's starting to roll off for me, and I'm starting to see this as potential enjoyment. Whether I might start doing some camping, fishing, or retirement, stuff like that. I want to have a few things with me, and this is one of the ones I chose. So I let the Sospes go. I sold it, and I decided on something a little bit smaller. I like the size of the Genesis. The people talk so highly of it. About it. When I went on DLT trading, it had a lot of LT Wright knives, and since I wasn't exactly the happiest with the S35VN, I want to try something a little bit better. I was hoping to get something in my price point. This is actually out of my price point, but I went for it anyway. The sheaths are nice. They're good. They're worth the money. They need some conditioning. They seem a little dry. And wet forming is up to you if you want to do that. Might be suggested, especially in the long run. Okay, but the sheaths are good. They're worth their money. They're good throwing. Okay, you get your money's worth here on the sheath. Decent material, decent labor, good labor. Okay, this is a DTL Trading exclusive, made by LT Wright. This is a Outback Scandi Zero Grind. There was one thing I did not like about the knife. If I can zoom in a little bit, excuse me. Not very good at this. Okay, I didn't like the finish here. It actually came highly polished, and I felt this to myself, wow, I need this in the field. I don't need a safe queen in the field. Which is a term used for guns where you keep in a safe and you don't do anything with them, so you call them a safe queen. They're just there for looks. I did not want my knives for look. I want them for use. So I looked on the forum online, Googled it, and Bark River basically had a suggestion of using dishwashing liquid and a scouring pad, and that worked lovely. First time I did it, got about 75% off. Kept working certain areas, got it all off within under 10 minutes easily. I didn't want to kill the surface too much, but I definitely did not like the wax on there and the high polish. I didn't like the look of it. Or the peel was okay. The peel wasn't bad. After that, I took the spine of one of the other knives and I actually scratched some lines in the finish on the mica to get the cloth material out. So I don't know if you guys can see that in there. Hoping you can, but I did scratch it up a little bit to get a really nice grip, and now I got a real nice grip. I'm actually looking at the camera in front of me, so I'm trying to do this behind. I don't know if you guys can see this here, but can you see the way the pommel actually helps my fingers rest very nicely on there? That's a good thing, okay? Large American hands, 9-inch blade, 9-inch full tang blade. I believe about 4.4, 4.5 on the blade itself. Sharpened edges both sides, almost completely. Just a little bit here is not quite sharpened, but the rest from here on, fully sharpened both sides, fully flat. Scandi zero grind, I believe I said that. Checked it with the Carson right here, and I couldn't see any a bunch of teeth there, not like that. Checked it with my fingernail, again couldn't feel a lot of teeth. It's not polished, but definitely a zero grind. Definitely an enjoyable knife, definitely right size for me. Not overweighted, 8.2 ounces instead of 12.75 ounces on the saucepans. This is a better knife for me overall. Okay, that was $210, this is $260 on this one. So this one being $50 more, and getting the 3V and getting this type of handles. I believe this comes on the GNS Go No Show by LT Wright, this type of handle. So, and this would be a Genesis blade in 3V. So I think it's a good package overall. Despite being slightly out of my budget, I went for it. This is a keeper, a lifetime keeper. I think you guys would enjoy something like this if you didn't want the Genesis and you want a different style handle. Okay. Extremely nice grip. I can definitely attest to that. Okay. Okay, let's go to the other ones. See what we got here. Next one in size. They seem to get more interesting as you go smaller. I think a lot of people are going to be interested in this one. Natural mica, same manufacturer in the sheath. I don't have the name off my head. JRE or something. JER. I'll find. I think it's JRE. I'll find out and I'll leave in the description. Okay. They deserve attention because they go through so much work. They give you a good product and they're American made. Okay, so that's a big deal to me. Okay. All right. Put the sheath away. Again, needs some conditioning. It feels a little dry. Might be wet for them in the long run. Now, this guy right here. This is a next gen. Again, 3V. Okay. Come on, handle. Let's go. Okay. You can do better than that. Focusing is a little bit off sometimes. Sorry about that. This is a convex grind. Can you see that? On the blade. This is about 3.1 inches long blade. About 3 inches cutting surface. Broom handle style. Which I loved LT Wright handles. That is a huge deal for me. If the handles weren't this good, I might be looking at another manufacturer. Besides his handles, his workmanship, his materials he uses, his pricing seems to be a little bit better than per se a company like Bark River. Others would say, well, I love my Bark Rivers and they are a better knife and that's why they cost more. We're all out for our opinions. I'm a novice, okay? So I'm just being honest about that. I did the same thing with this knife. I actually did scratch this one also with a spine in the back, so I don't know if that's being picked up in the light. Okay, all the way around a little bit just to kind of get that feel for the knife. Now this can be interesting to some people. Might have to do it like that. I guys don't have trouble seeing. This is actually thicker. This one here, the next gen, is thicker than the, by ever so slightly, but it's visible to the eye. It's thicker ever so slightly than the Outback, but this has a longer shoulder. If this is called a shoulder, I see in the image called this a cheek, so I don't know. Maybe you guys can help me out, straighten me out, tell me what's going on, okay? So I don't make the same mistake again. But very nice design, very happy with this. I'm rather intrigued with this one being 3V. I guess I'll put that there. And that, yes, it does fit the 4 fingers. Okay? People are going to question that. That was one of the things I questioned immediately. Would it fit the 4 fingers? Because this being a 7.5 inch blade, 7.49, something like that. That was important. You might be manhandling something and you want that grip. So with the Makata, breaking the finish a little bit, breaking it in ahead of time can be a big deal. Okay? And again, that's fine. Okay, very nice on there. You guys will enjoy that. So I'm very happy with my first 2 choices. And you guys can see the differences. This one being more of a bushcraft, camper, some survival characteristics, heavier, take off more wood and faster in a hurry. This one being more intricate, being nice size for EDC, not being a folder but still being nice size, 5.1 ounces, 8.2 ounces, I believe, respectively. Okay, now we're going to go to the last one, okay? Now you guys can start to see the differences in the method to my madness. The handles make the big difference for me. Blade material is very, very nice on these two. The grinds are different. They're meant to be used differently. Okay, this one more of a slicer, more of a fine detail, stuff like that. This one more of a gouger, but it can do some fine detail. So this is not just one task knife. This is a more of a bushcraft knife, and this is a more refined bushcraft knife. Okay, definitely interested to see how this convex grind works. Okay, I think I'll have an idea how the scanning grind works once I get out there and use it in the field. Last but not least, a surprise to me. Want to get rid of the Native 5, and I want something similar size, similar weight, and I want to be able to carry either in the pocket or neck carry. And this is what I found. I just happened to be on LT Wright's site looking around, and I went to the home page, and sure enough, there it was. I was a little hesitant at first. The more I looked at it, the more I wanted it, and the handle had the most to do with it again. I'm gonna have a hard time taking this one out. Yeah, this just came flat. This sheath, I basically had to like force it in there. So this pouch could work as neck carry for a long time. I wouldn't use it upside down. This is called, name of a fish, Scandi Zero Grind again. Definitely not a Puko, even though some people might say it looks like a Puko. Slightly different, a real slasher, this one. 2.2 inch blade, Tautog. Tautog? You guys help me out here. I need all the help I can get. This one came properly finished for the field on me. Matte finish, and I can feel all the grain inside the Makita handle. This is exactly how I would want a knife. Come from the factory. Forget about that polished look and whatever. This is, I want a practical handle. Let's go for the finger test. Okay, not quite 4 fingers. 4 and 3, 4.5, 4 and it's there. The 4 finger is there, but she's missing a little bit. Okay, you guys can see that she's missing a little bit. All right, not entirely, but she's missing a little bit. So good necker, good EDC, good pocket carry. a little expensive. I gotta find out what material this is. A2, D2. I think it's A2. There's some different characteristics: edge retention, toughness, rust on different knife materials. But I'm very happy with the 23V, 260, 135 with a sheath, and this little guy here, 135 with a sheath. This gentleman just answered all my needs in 3 knives that he manufactures, and it has a lot to do with the handles, how good they work, because you can get a neck knife with barely no grip at all. I mean, it looks cool, but I don't think it's practical. And shooting car CM9, I went for the CW9 in a heartbeat after that, because I wanted the full grip, or closest to the full grip so I can get it. And these guys are providing most of that. The little one is a hair off, but the best I can see for 2.2-inch blade, and this style handle, this style grip, nice finger choil here. To get a nice grip here. I mean, this guy here can do some real intricate work and some real slicing. These all have their slightly differences, and they're all going to have their use and their place. So I guess you guys can see my collection, and you can see why I chose them and how they can work together as a main knife, companion knife, depending upon what I'm doing. You guys put your information in the comments if you have a video on the knives you like, you use. I do not intend to be getting much more, maybe a couple of more to whatever scuff up, so I don't scuff these up too much. I use these for learning, getting better at certain activities or bushcrafting or something like that. So the most would be pretty much by getting for scuffing up and using those. If I'm in the field, then I'll just have this on my side, or if I'm camping, I'm in the field, this will be open carry. If I'm just in the urban area, I'll just be carrying these two, neck knife and EDC. This one, I'm not gonna figure out what I'm gonna do with it, how I'm gonna carry it. Another interesting fact about LT Wright, he makes some really good Kydex sleeves with I believe it's called Teklock, T-E-K lock. I'm probably confusing it, because Teklock is a lock for a clip, but it's something similar. I forget what he calls it. You might want to look on his line. His Kydex sheaths with a sliding knob that makes the Kydex open easier or more resistance, where you can barely even pull the knife out, if not pull the knife out. So I'm very interested in that. I did write to LT Wright about this one here, asking if it's available, if he'll make it. So I guess we'll find out if he can do it for me, if he has time, or if he's a little busy right now. I mean, I have to make the Kydex sheath myself. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you got your setup right for what's going to work for you as a novice. This is it for me. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.